Hello there. Part two of Worldwide Ramblings for 11/21/24. Against all odds, we were uh, we were jamming huge momentum on a Thursday night, and then it cut out and then locked the live in, so I couldn't start a second stream. And after many times, something happened that finally unlocked the live. I wish there was a button that just said, sign out, but we didn't get there. Sometimes when we do, it's easy. I can come right back on because I can sign out and start the new video right away. But if you see that the live is locked in, that means I'm start the new video right away. But if you see that the live is locked in, that means I'm gonna be doing everything I can to unlock it. And it never took as long as this time to do that. Turning the computer off, etc., etc. Christari, oh dear, I appreciate you coming back. Cindy in South Louisiana, welcome back. Ted Richards, of course. Hello again. Hello, is it me you're looking for? That was terrible. Aisha Acevedo back again. I don't know because it's different. No, it's not the modem. It's not the router. They're new. Pretty sure that's cool. Usually it lets me come back on, but when you see that frozen live on the screen, that's big problems. Laura Shadley, this is true. Hello from Otway, Ohio. Todd Bradshaw, thank you so much. Just before we were rudely interrupted, Todd hit the Cash App for $20. And I so appreciate that, Todd. I really, really do. Todd Bradshaw, who's relatively new here, but he hit the Cash App Media Guy 56, lowercase Media Guy 56, and I appreciate that. But so many were hitting the thanks button, and I really do thank you for that. Had a criticism this week. Well, two criticisms. The first one, I used to love you, Jack, till you started asking for money. Well, I reminded them for 6 years I did the shows for free and never made a dime, not in monetization because I didn't have 1,000 subscribers, and not in the thanks button. I could have put the thanks button in there apparently a lot sooner than I did. And that's one thing where Andy was not really helpful to me because he thought I couldn't have it. And I thought I could, and I was able to load it myself. And people have been very generous. It's the core audience usually. So when someone new to it, like Todd Bradshaw, not Terry Bradshaw, hits in this case, the Cash App for $20, that is really terrific. I like to think that it's new people sometimes that are doing it. I hate to be a burden. I want to unburden you. I want to unburden you from what has been, because it all comes down to the passage of time. The passage of time as it relates to, well, things that are happening in this life in the passage of time. Sammy, I saw your comments. Jack Frost is back, and uh, I think I'm becoming the incredible Mr. Freeze on Batman with Otto Preminger. Did you see that? Any people remember Otto Preminger was a famous director. Where was he from? Germany? Where was Otto Preminger from? I'm not sure now, but he didn't really want to go on the Batman show, with Adam West and Burt Ward, but he had, I think by then they were grandkids that loved the Batman show, just loved it, loved it, loved it. And he thought, I'm going to make myself a hero. I'm going to see if I can't get on Batman. And he became Mr. Freeze. He was all the white makeup and a white costume that looked like he was frozen over. and he was a cool villain on Batman, and his grandkids or his kids, I'm not sure which, loved it. They absolutely loved it. So, welcome back, everybody. 18 have come back. I'm so sorry. I hate when this happens. It doesn't appear to be the internet. That's the thing. It's almost like somebody is doing something somewhere. I'm getting paranoid. The walls are watching me. I'm sure this place is bugged. I'm sure it's bugged. You hear voices too, other than mine, other than your own? Oh, dear Laura Shadley. Yes, yes, yes. And so I really do appreciate that, Todd. Um, and all the people that hit the thanks button before that, thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So anyway, this person said, I really used to. They said this in the Amanda Seyfried video, which I hope you'll all watch. I got to find Amanda's audience. He has millions of fans. So I go on Facebook and I think I'll join a couple of those groups, right? I'll join a couple of Amanda Seyfried groups and I'll just casually mention that I have this video on YouTube about a possible, well, I'm pretty sure it was now because I learned new information since I did the video. Seeing Amanda Seyfried on Route 17 West here in the Hudson Valley. She's moved up to Sullivan County to a home and a barn with her husband and two children. And she's got millions of fans. She's an A-list movie star, bigger than Julia Roberts is now. And I thought, well, this is going to be good, but they don't know it exists. I typed in a general search on YouTube Amanda Seyfried, and my video was like the sixth one down, but I'm not sure if that would be the same for everyone. I'm not sure if you typed in Amanda Seyfried in the search bar, you would see my video as fast as I was able to find it. But anyway, I figured I would promote it in some of these groups. There seemed to be a whole bunch of groups, but I quickly realized they're all phony groups. And it seems like it's the same person. It's like they think that they can make it seem like this is Amanda's group, and she's asking, she's really concerned about getting her people to like and subscribe or whatever you do on Facebook and say hello. I'm not even sure how you make money on Facebook because I don't stream on there unless I'm doing a live. I'm at a concert or something. I definitely don't have an audience. My audience here, every once in a while, someone will want to follow me on Facebook, and I'll say, "Well, nobody on my fans list cares about what I do here." When I put up a video over there, when I link it, I get very little to zero reaction. And I try to like some of what my friends like, but I don't spend a lot of time on Facebook. I don't. David Stanton joins us. Praying for you, Jack. Well, it's one of those things that is not easily figured out. Nancy DeMarco, by the way, Andy is going to come up here and we're going to try to see what it would be like to stream through OBS. Probably be like 8 more steps or something, Will I see the chat just like I see it here? I got a million questions. So we'll do a test to see how that looks, but I don't know. I don't know if that's the answer. Tell that person complaining about you asking for money that your follower suggested it to you. Well, that's right. You did, right? I think several people did suggest it. And I certainly, I know some people can't afford to do that. Some people don't want to do that. That's cool. I'm not, by the way, Nancy has hit the tip jar. It's a tip jar. It's a virtual tip jar. So they said that I used to love you till you started asking for money. Then I go down 1 or 2 comments, and now they're saying I used to love Amanda Seyfried until I found out she was in big letters a clone. What the hell does that mean? A clone? No, she's not. She's got a style that I mean, there's only so many styles like this. They say how many faces are there potentially? This was in the movie Wind Chill. I think I saw that statistic, but I've heard it from other people. Um, she has a role. They say she was very impressive learning Elizabeth Holmes, the woman who supposedly invented this thing that would be better to take your blood sugar. You wouldn't have to prick your skin anymore. And she had millions of investors. She had not millions of investors, but millions of dollars donated for this. And she fooled everybody that it was really working when it wasn't, et cetera, et cetera. And she's in jail now. I think she gets out. Maybe it's not till 2030. And they've cut time off her sentence already for good behavior. You know, I think they could cut some more time off, really, if we're letting the gangbangers go free and not prosecuting them, which is destroying America a little more every day. That stuff's got to change. And any governor or any mayor that thinks they're going to stand in the way of the federal, first of all, of the federal government, you took an oath. Let's take a look at that oath and tell me why you shouldn't be fired from your position when you said you would protect the people. And you got that governor of Massachusetts. She's a card. She doesn't mention immigrants. She says, "Oh no." Oh, once again, I brush my teeth. I see white. I don't want white. There. Is that better? um, we're going to protect our people as best we can from that kind of thing. And she totally ignores the fact that right there in Massachusetts, she's got illegal immigrants that are criminals that are walking around in New York in the last week. There's been rapes and there's been murders and there's been all kinds of things. And we have governors and mayors that don't care about that. They care more about people that invaded the country that were never vetted. We're all for legal immigration, but we have somewhere between 10 and 20 million people, and our system can't hold that. And while all that is happening, Joe Biden gives the authorization for weapons that were sent from America to the Ukraine, while we can't even fund FEMA, and FEMA's turned woke, and one of the head people in FEMA, female, is kind of trying to justify not knocking on the door if they had a Trump sign or a Trump sticker on their home. We're in crazy land here, folks. The woke people are really crazy. They are violating their oath, they're violating their jobs, et cetera, et cetera. So there's a whole lot of we need to return to sanity here. We need to return to sanity. So it's going to be a big job for Tom Holman, but he says nobody will stop him. And I think the Supreme Court will back that up. I think they will. You cannot say, I'm the governor, I'm the mayor, we're okay with sanctuary cities where we let our people be murdered, raped, etc., by people who waltzed into this country illegally. The Laken Riley killer was sentenced to life in prison with no possibility of parole. Now, this guy, I mean, think about it. He's a pretty good looking guy. He could have found a woman. And he alluded, or his lawyer alluded, that he didn't plan to kill Laken Riley. He just wanted to have his way with her and then go on. Now, you don't usually leave a witness, so I don't know if I believe that. But there is always that chance that he would have, blended in, figured he could blend into the crowd. They'd never find him, and that she could be alive today. But she fought back, and that's when he went for the rock. That's how that goes. It's terrible, terrible, terrible. And it would have never happened if that guy would have been properly vetted. He had a rap sheet a mile long. So there you go. It's like January 20th can't come fast enough, but Putin is not happy. He says any country that is responsible for having weapons shot into Russia. He doesn't believe, like, well, it's good for the goose. Well, I understand. I've killed what is it? How many people in the Ukraine? Um, 600,000, whatever it is. It's a huge figure. I'm not sure of the exact figure, but he doesn't look at it that way. Um, and Trump is talking to Putin and trying to level it all off. But it's like right now, they are putting us at risk. I mean, what does Biden care about? He's obviously got his best days behind him. He's walking into a rainforest. He speaks and walks into a rainforest. I've never seen a man that is like a little 3-year-old who wants his way. And if I don't get my way, oh, there'll be hell to pay. There'll be hell to pay. And there's my minions are out there. Not that they care anything about me. They never wanted me anyway. They just used me, and they still do. But it's just horrible. And January 20th can't come fast enough. Oy. So rape is an act of violence, of course. Not so much the sex. Gotcha. I'm not going to go down that route. I'm just saying that what he said was that he was just looking to get what he wanted and then leave her be. You never know. How would you know? How would you know? Because you know, many times victims are killed because the guy thinks about it a little bit and says, I can't leave a breathing witness who's going to go right to the cops. So that's how that plays out. It's terrible. It's terrible. And this was a good looking guy. He could have got himself his needs met. He could have had his needs met. He didn't have to forcibly take someone. Ah, my Friday night is complete. Oh my goodness. It's turned into Friday night. No, it's still Thursday night. Still Thursday night. Yeah, you remind me, Ted, of Andy. He never knows what day of the week it is, because he doesn't leave the house that often. So he never knows. He'll ask, "What day is this?" But it happens to me every once in a while. But basically, I still have a handle. But Friday night, you got your pizza, do you? Yeah. It's always good to have a little pizza. The thing is moderation. So, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Thank you for those who did come back. Semi. Okay, Jack. Volunteers. So, yeah, then she went on to say, that Amanda Seyfried was a clone. So you used to love Amanda Seyfried, you used to love me, and maybe she was just having a bad day. So I gave it a day to see if she would answer my replies, and she didn't. I thought, well, I mean, heck, if you had a channel, I wouldn't go on there and see what I can do. As I said to her, it's like, okay, you don't like that I have a tip button. You're kind of like the person who goes into the diner and there's a hardworking waitress. I always think of Carmen, who I tip very well, by the way. And you get up at the end of it and you shout so everyone can hear it. No, I'm not giving you a tip, Susie. Let's say I'm not giving you a tip, Susie, and nobody else should hear. Well, thanks a lot. I mean, I don't need that. With friends like that, with people who love me like that, I sure don't need enemies who hate me. Marty Greco, there you are for part 2. Check out part 1. We talk about Bob Joyce needs the A team. My heart is in the right spot. I don't know if they'll see it that way. Hi, Jack and everyone. Welcome, Marty. What's been going on with you? There's always a critic, and yeah, I know that, and I know that there's going to be people that leave and they probably won't even say goodbye. They'll just leave. Claude Monet was nice enough to come back after he told me in a letter. He told me in an email why he was leaving. It wasn't anything really so much with me as it was that he loves Pastor Bob and wasn't sure if this was a good thing, to talk about this. So I appreciate that. Appreciate Claude. And then he hit the tip jar. So I thought, well, that's a classy man there. That's a class act. Um, but some people leave because occasionally I get carnal and the radio DJ comes out on me and I get hit over the head for that. And, what am I supposed to say? It's the scripture is the authentic word of God. There's a whole lot of scriptures. I think before we come up with doctrines, we always have to look at the whole counsel of God, the whole counsel of God. I will say that. And Nessa Carroll, hi. Friday early morning where you are, huh? 4:36 in Australia. Because I don't think it's that late I don't think it's that early in the morning in the UK yet. I think it's like 2 in the morning or something, coming, like maybe 1:40 or something. I'm just guessing because Michael from the UK, haven't heard from him. Well, he never really talked here. He only talked in the email. So I'll shoot him an email because I miss him. Sometimes people get offended if they give you something and you don't use it. They think that I put a lot of work into this, or maybe they didn't, but they'd like you to use it, and it doesn't feel right in my hat. If it doesn't feel right in my hat, then I don't do it. If I do it and then I feel bad about it, I apologize for it. I try to cover all bases. The Lyall 26. Are you talking about Welcome Back, Kotter with Gabe Kaplan? Yeah, he was a interesting chap. He was good. I liked him. Wasn't a big fan of the show, but if I would watch and he was doing one of his bits on there, I would watch for a while. And of course, that's where we first saw John Travolta, and everybody else is forgettable. Ron Palillo, I think he passed away, right? Epstein, did he pass away? I think so. Not Jeffrey Epstein, not that one, Ted Richards. No, no, no. Jeffrey Epstein, he was murdered by a former candidate, wasn't he? A former senator, former what. No, not that Epstein. Murdered right there in the prison cell when the cameras went down. They had technical glitches too, see? Just as it happened to be that the life was ending of Jeffrey Epstein. Wouldn't you like to have heard, him come clean and explain what was going on in his cerebellum and medulla? I don't know. You said, welcome back. Oh, I see. Gotcha. Yeah. Welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out of here. Welcome back. That's John Sebastian, who's starting to look like a real old man. I saw a recent picture of him. He lives up here in Woodstock, New York. And of course, Welcome Back, Kotter was his only solo hit. But he had a whole bunch of hits when he sang with a Lovin' Spoonful, at least 7 or 8, Do You Believe in Magic was the biggest one. And you didn't have to be so nice. I would have liked you anyway. So in other words, you didn't have to fool me. I would have liked you anyway. I would be easy to fool because I fell in love with you, Yeah. And plenty more than that that are escaping me. Oh, of course. Hot Town, Summer in the City, Back of My Neck Getting Dirty and Gritty. What a big hit for John Sebastian. And the Lovin' Spoonful. Yeah. Friday here in Australia. See, I forget, Aisha, you're in Australia. So you're not sending rubles, are you? What's the currency in Australia? Are you sending quid? Are you sending kangaroo bucks? I'm not sure. 3:35 p.m. Okay, so that's a good time for you. All right. It works in Australia. You're that late, huh? That late, 3:35 in the afternoon. Say hello to the former grand matriarch if you see her around. Um, she was in the He's Too Carnal department. That's when I lost my grand matriarch, I think, because they sure like the Bob Joyce topic. I know that. Yeah, you're down under, so be careful. Is there something you can grab onto if you start to, start to fall off the earth? Oh, the earth is flat. I see. I got a couple of people here that believe the earth is flat, and I don't judge them. Where are you, Robert? No, he doesn't come on here. He's one of my friends. He talks to me on Messenger. He has been to Bob Joyce's church and all that. He's not talking to me too much because he kept saying he was going to go down to Household of Faith, and I don't think he has made it yet. Because if he did, he would have. He would have. It's hard. I'm not judging in any way. I mean, I was going to make the trip this October, but then in November, when I wanted to see my son, I knew he was going to be very busy that week, so that wasn't good. And frankly, things are tight right now, but I can't let it go past March. I must see my son. I must see my son. My daughter's in one of the Carolinas. I'm praying nightly for an invitation. I'm praying nightly. So that's how that goes. There's 23 watching. Obviously, our main momentum has been killed. 13 likes. Please hit the notification bell as well, if you will. I'd appreciate that so much. Um, so we have Pam Bondi. I'll go through this quickly if you don't like politics. This isn't homage to Rush. But how can you not talk about it when Putin is threatening to attack the U.S. because of Joseph R. Biden? God deliver us, and all the cabinet. I see in some groups, they're talking about Trump badly, and like the country is in such jeopardy. By the way, if we do go down a second time, I'll call it quits for tonight. But Saturday night at 10 p.m. we'll be back. In the meantime, I'm going to get here with Andy, and we're going to test out coming in through OBS. I have a feeling this is one of those problems that is not easily solved, that I didn't have for like a couple of years. Every once in a while, I think on a Saturday night there can be so many people streaming. That could be a contributing thing. But this is not an easy nut to crack. And I am definitely nuts. So anyway, I don't mind people, saying that what their opinion is, but if it's going to be if it's going to turn into negative city, why would you want to watch? Because I know you're not likely to stop that. You're not likely to stop that. I explain the situation. I explained the situation, so I waited for some interaction, and there wasn't any. But this Pam Bondi, we learned today that Matt Gase, and I've got some interesting statistics that because they're talking about him possibly with a 17-year-old, two different incidences. But let me just first say this Pam Bondi, who is going to be nominated for Attorney General, seems like she's fantastic. She's 59. She looks 39, if that. And she was Attorney General in the state of Florida. She's perfect. She's perfect. And she's level-headed, and she believes in Trump and his mission and everything else. She's a gift from heaven. Pam Bondi is. They say she'll have no problem getting confirmed, but that's only because we have. Now, you have to have 2/3 majority to confirm. I just thought about that. I don't know. We'll see, because you can't count on Chuck Schumer for anything, but to try to push in a bunch of liberal judges before Biden gets out of office. How much can we destroy America before January 20th? It's what it feels like. I'm not stating it as fact. I'm stating that's how I perceive it. That's how I feel it. And it's just terrible. It's just terrible. So at some point, it may be necessary to get the Supreme Court involved here. I think that we still have, with the fact that we have a majority in the House in Congress with Mike Johnson, that they will be able to stop these nominations of these liberal state judges. But I'm not positive of that. I'm not positive of that. So Pam Bondi, and we've got some other great, wonderful picks. I thought Jonathan Turley would be good for Attorney General. He would probably rather stay right there doing what he's doing, teaching and being a Fox News celebrity. You know, they always call on Jonathan Turley. I thought he would be good. And, you know, they can still appoint Matt Gaetz if he doesn't go back to Congress. That's the other thing that's so interesting. All this stuff that has never happened before. He resigned. He resigned from the old Congress, but he already won in an election. He won a seat in the new Congress that'll be sworn in January 20th. Can he stay a congressman? And then they'll release this report, right? And one of the things that's going to be in there is he had a relationship with a 17-year-old. Well, I wanted to go searching on this, and I wanted to look at the age of consent, and it varies state by state. So if he's accused, I hate when I see the screen flicker. I'm back, and I hope I stay back, Jody. Pray, 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 because I just don't know anymore. Hi, Jody. And you can see the beginning of this when it replays. I used to delete the video, but I'm not doing that anymore because I delete stuff that is really good. You know, I don't want to do that. Some content and all that. Anyway, if where did he have this relationship with a 17-year-old? What state is very important? Like in Washington, D.C., which is very likely that's where it could have happened, right? The age of consent in Washington, D.C., this surprised me, is 16 with a close in age exemption. You know, how do you explain that? If she's 15 and you're 18, they might say close enough. That's not a crime, you know, that kind of thing. However, this is all Washington, D.C. Talk about them getting into your bedroom, huh? However, sexual relationships between people 18 and over and people under 18 are illegal if they are in a significant relationship. Now, what that sounds like to me is someone whose husband cheated on her, who she was a legislator, got this thrown in there, or this is an ancient law. I'm not sure which, but there's no other state that has that I could find. And that's really interesting. In New York, the age of consent is 17. New Jersey, 16. Pennsylvania, 16 years old. So don't laugh at Alabama, 16, but in some cases it can be younger if there's parental consent in Alabama. I think you can get married at 14. I love Alabama. Not for that reason, but I just love Alabama, even though I've never been there because there's great people there. 18 in California, 18 in Florida. So there you go. It varies with what state you're in. So let's not make Matt Gaetz out to be a pedophile if we're talking about a 17-year-old. He doesn't qualify for that. He doesn't qualify for that. In fact, if it happened in Washington, D.C., it's legal. It's legal. So there is that. Oh, Aisha. Oh, what a topic. Rape. Are you talking about a 17-year-old? 16, suppose never been never been kissed. You're making me think of Susan Boyle, who won. She didn't win America's Got Talent, right? Or Britain's Got Talent, excuse me. She was runner up, but she became a big star, bigger than the people that won. They just couldn't vote for someone who didn't look like, Nicole Kidman or um, Jennifer Lopez or somebody like that. They just couldn't make her number one, even though she has this incredible voice. Jack, you tell the truth when it comes to who we think we know and who Pastor Bob is. Not people are scared, more like, what if you've been lied to for years is what people would have trouble getting over. Yeah, there's that factor. I agree, Jody, completely. There will be people that feel that. There will be people that feel that. And that's why they say he's writing a book, but it won't be released until his death. So, yeah, I know what you're saying. And, people will say, well, if he has a major construction team building this house and big sanctuary, which she's already said he's going to build a big sanctuary on the 9 acres of land and stuff. They're going to say, how does this happen? But they've been saying that already. They've been saying, how does the pastor get invited to Mar-a-Lago? And how does he go here and there? And, what we say in the videos about his attendance at funerals, his either the one who officiates the funeral or is a guest at a funeral in Memphis, Tennessee. So there's a million things. I think that you're right. So when people say that, something big is going to happen at a certain such a day, I'm always skeptical of that. And we always have to consider the Holy Spirit keeping things in check. So I'm just saying that get that horse barn done before the summer, so you can get more people in there. And maybe they could build an addition in the back of that horse barn where they could add another couple hundred seats. And if you're going to build a sanctuary, build it, And of course, that's got to be even bigger because it's just an important thing that people have a place to sit when they come from a long distance, and that the people who go there every week are comfortable, et cetera, et cetera. Not that we're supposed to be comfortable in our faith; we're supposed to be challenged by our faith. Well, Sam, we will see how this plays out. All I know is it'd be a crying shame if what's his name doesn't get to play Elvis one more time. Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell. Scary. I mean, Kurt Russell could win an Emmy, or he could win an Oscar for this. He's got to play that role. He's got to tell he's got to be the actor who they use for the most amazing entertainment story of all time. So I just want Kurt to do it. He's 73 now. Come on, let's get going. Jack, there's people that know more than we know. That's why he is able to go places and do things that normal people wouldn't be able to do, and that certain people know who he is, who we think he is. Yeah, well, he's got free reign. One of the things about being a pastor is that you got a lot of extra time during the week, You got a lot of places. You don't have to give an account as to where you are on Tuesday night, and where you are on Christmas Day, etc. So I'm just really leaning on there being an A team for Pastor Bob, and I'm not saying that there isn't talent there right now. I'm just saying that as I say in part one of this video, they have to be properly mic'd. There has to be more of them. And it's not presented like it should be. It's not presented like it should be. And Pastor Bob needs a backup pianist so he can get before the congregation and sing without worrying about what key he needs to play and what have you. And I think it'll make more of an impact. Obviously, coming home, safely home, his new CD, he wanted that to be great. And it is a great CD. Go to bobjoyce.org and get you a copy. bobjoyce.org. If PJ is Elvis, oh boy, we're going to go crazy. I don't know. I think, it's a time to be very supportive of the pastor if we were right in our wild, crazy assumptions. I could be wrong. About the whole thing. Laura Shadley says 15 to age 18. Well, I'm just giving you what the various states, what their age of consent is, I don't think we can call dating a 17-year-old means you're a pedophile if you're, what is Matt Gaetz is in his 30s, right? I don't think that that term just doesn't apply. Let's face it, in Generation Z, most of them are sexually active 13, 14 years old. By the way, statistics show that children that come from Christian homes, this statistic is kind of old now, but I read it a number of years ago. There was no difference in sexual activity, the level of sexual activity between those who come from a Christian home and those who don't. We're all going to sow our wild oats. We're all going to have the same discovery, make a lot of mistakes and what have you. But as the scripture said, the scripture says that if you raise up a child in the way of the Lord, I'm paraphrasing, if you raise up a way in the way that he should go, when he is older, he will not depart from it, which really means he will return to his faith. If he, Franklin Graham went through that. He had his wild time, and a lot of preachers' kids go through that, a lot of them. So, and then they, later on, you come back 10 years later and they're the pastor of the church. So there is that, Sammy. It's ending soon, the contract. Okay. Todd Bradshaw, I think it's a wonderful story with a happy ending, all things considered. With that, I'll say good night. Thanks, Jack, and see you all soon. Thank you, Todd. And again, thank you for hitting the Cash App for $20. That is so much appreciated. On Cash App, it's lowercase letters, Media Guy 56, Media Guy 56. Todd is one of our newer people. Marlene Wilson, hi. Your name popped up somewhere before and then it was gone. I don't know if it was popped up on my phone screen, I think. He wants to be at his own stage. That's why he bought 9 acres. Yeah, but you know what they say, Sammy, tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. This is a barn that already existed, and the work is going to be mostly inside. They should have paved by now, and they didn't, I don't think. So you put yourself a heating cooling system in there and get it done, but you need more people. There needs to be more people. Maybe some people want to contact Household of Faith and become a volunteer out there. They'll take care of you, I'm pretty sure. So but I don't see why there wouldn't be a construction crew out there. I don't think it would take that long. So there's 30 watching now and 22 likes. Please hit the subscribe, the like, and the thanks button. Trying to get to 10,000 subscribers by Christmas Day. By the way, I will be on sometime Thanksgiving Day. It won't be a Thursday night Worldwide Ramblings, I don't think, but I'm not even sure of that. We'll see. But I will be on sometime to say hello and happy Thanksgiving live during that day. I will be. Yeah, I don't disagree with what you're writing, Jody. I think we have people all over the world that have formed an opinion, and um, they are pretty protective at the church, but yet not everybody is, and they do talk, and so we hear about that. We hear about that, and he signed a contract for money. We'll spend some of it on those 9 acres. Sam's like, "Hey, let's get this done here," you know? There's no reason why the Mormons, the Amish, and, the people who put up the Dollar Trees, although Dollar Trees they usually go into a strip mall at property that's already there. Not everywhere, but Family Dollar is, sometimes on its own, usually on its own. They have a separate building for Family Dollar. They can put one up in 4 months, 3 months, something like that. 4 months. They really push and they get it up there, But then, you got to stock the store and everything. So I'm not saying the process is always that short. It isn't. Good news, Jack. Look forward to that. Thanksgiving Day. Yeah. I don't know what we're going to do yet. We've got a turkey breast. You have your choice over at the shop, right? When you spend a certain amount of money of getting the turkey breast, or a turkey, or even a ham if you want that, or Stouffer's lasagna. Stick to the macaroni and cheese when it comes to Stouffer's. I wouldn't go for the lasagna. Nah. No, no, no. You got to have authentic lasagna. Some people do make lasagna for Thanksgiving. Now in the Italian Christmases, Thanksgivings, and Easters, you start off with the macaronis. They used to say that. The macaronis with real authentic Italian sausage, real authentic meatballs that they made. And they would also put some beef in there too, with their beautiful homemade sauce that was simmering for hours, and there's plenty of it. And you start off with that, and then you sit there. You continue to sit there at the table and rest a little bit, talk, and what have you. And then before you know it, here comes the turkey with stuffing and roasted potatoes and vegetable. And did I mention salad? That may come first, actually, now that I think about it. And then later on, there's all those desserts and those um, anisette cookies, the ones that look like snowflakes, those fried cookies. Oh my goodness, you put the powdered sugar on them. Oh dear. Oh dear. I'm more than sure that he has been to Graceland, Ted. I'll say that. So, but I also think the people who own the name Elvis Presley would be pleased as punch to let him use it again. But yeah, there would be pushback. I understand. Um, so I don't see anybody that I don't know here. If you are new, please sign in and let us know. I hope I haven't missed you. This is part 2 of Worldwide Ramblings Thursday, seen all around the world. Hello, replay crowd. We often hear from you later on, like the Netherlands and the UK and Ireland. Hello, Pedal Love. That's Linda. Hi Pedal Love. She'll check in at some point. It's late there now. And we've heard from South Africa and Iceland, and then there's New Zealand, of course, um, and Holland. I got a comment from Holland in the comment section of either a pre-recorded video or was it the last live that we did? I'm not sure, but we have heard from Holland now, and that's just wonderful, just wonderful. So if you're from someplace we haven't heard from yet, or if you're just a new viewer, please let me know. If you're watching the replay, you can let me know in the comment section there. We'll interact with you there. Or if you're on now in the live stream, let us know. Let us know. So there you go. Yeah. So we're not sure what we're doing for Thanksgiving. We might save that turkey for Christmas in the freezer. And we might, just looking for the right glasses here. We might go to Flaming Grill if they're open. I'd rather eat healthier salmon and broccoli and green beans and they got wonderful baked spinach over there. They put a little cheese on top. And of course you're going to have some of the bad stuff. I'm not going to say I won't taste the sesame chicken. Slice of garlic bread. I'd want that. They'll have turkey though, because they do that. They have roast beef sometimes for the nighttime, for the dinner, and it's dinner all day if they're open Thanksgiving. Lovely shrimp and white fish. Oh, you can eat healthy there. You just have to make the right choices. That's all you have to do, Auntie Roo. So, looking at the big print edition of the New King James version of the Bible. I'm in the book of James, the second chapter. Again, the New King James. Starting with verse 1. My brethren, do not hold the faith of our Lord Jesus Christ. Do not hold the faith of our Lord Jesus Christ. What he's saying here is, it's for everybody. The Lord of glory. Okay, do not hold the faith of our Lord Jesus Christ, the Lord of glory, with partiality. For if there should come into your assembly a man with gold rings and fine apparel, and there should also come in a poor man in filthy clothes, and you pay attention to the one wearing the fine clothes, and say to him, you sit here in a good place, and say to the poor man, you stand there, or sit here at my footstool, have you not shown partiality among yourselves and become judges with evil thoughts? Listen, my beloved brethren, has God not chosen the poor of this world to be rich in faith and heirs of the kingdom, which he promised to those who love him? But you have dishonored the poor man. Do not the rich oppress you and drag you into the courts? Do they not blaspheme that noble name by which you are called? If you really fulfill the royal law according to the scriptures, you shall love your neighbor as yourself, and you will do well. But if you show partiality, you commit sin and are convicted by the law as transgressors. For whoever shall keep the whole law and yet stumble in one point is guilty of it all. That's why we needed Jesus for our salvation. For he who said, do not commit adultery, also said, do not murder. See, that's what the 10th commandment the commandment on thou shalt not kill, the real translation is thou shalt not murder. There's killing in the Bible. There's justifiable killing in the Bible. Now, if you do not commit adultery, but you do murder, you have become a transgressor of the law. In other words, don't try to say one is worse than the other. There is only one sin that is clearly defined as worse than any other sin because it's the unpardonable sin, and that is the blaspheming of the Holy Spirit, which I don't think a real Christian could do. So that's from the book of James. Marlene is in California. California girl living in South Carolina. I thought it was the other way around. I'm a California girl living in South Carolina. Yeah, that's right. That's what you say. For 3 years. For 3 years. I don't know. I had that draw to be in California when I was a young lad, but I don't have it anymore. And with Gavin Newscomb there, I don't want to be there. I don't want to be there with their outrageous sales tax and crime running rampant, and he does nothing about it. See, they're getting rid of Gascon finally. They couldn't do it in a recount, but he lost by many points in the general election, November 5th. Praise be to God. Terrible, terrible DA, and there's many of those terrible DAs. So that's Worldwide Ramblings Thursday. November 21st. Happy birthday to the mother of my children. And we'll do it again Saturday night, Lord willing. Going to try to find out how it would be if we came in a different way. I hate these things, because it can be real hard to nail down a problem that's a technical problem. But we'll be on Saturday night, and Mondays, we do our Homage to Rush series. Please watch that. Please watch the past shows. Check out that Amanda Seyfried video. I'd appreciate it if you'd share the video on the Amanda Seyfried sighting that Karen and I had on Route 17 West, because she has fans out there. And if they see that, they'll watch. They'll be curious, and many other videos here too. Peruse our list and share what you can. The live shows are too long to share, but share what you can. I'd appreciate that very, very much. Thank you for everybody who hit the thanks button in part one. There were so many. And thank you also for Todd Bradshaw, who hit the Cash App, which is Media Guy 56. Media Guy 56. I appreciate you so much, and I'll talk to you real soon. Have a wonderful Friday. Bye-bye for now.